Today is June 17, 2024. Our reflection is entitled Justice and Mercy, Responding with Grace. First reading, 1 Kings chapter 21, verses 1 to 16. Naboth the Jezreelite had a vineyard in Jezreel next to the palace of Ahab, king of Samaria. Ahab said to Naboth, "Give me your vineyard to be my vegetable garden, since it is close by, next to my house. I will give you a better vineyard in exchange, or, if you prefer, I will give you its value in money." Naboth answered him, "The Lord forbid that I should give you my ancestral heritage." Ahab went home disturbed and angry at the answer Naboth the Jezreelite had made to him. "I will not give you my ancestral heritage." Lying down on his bed, he turned away from food and would not eat. His wife Jezebel came to him and said to him, "Why are you so angry that you will not eat?" He answered her, "Because I spoke to Naboth the Jezreelite and said to him, 'Sell me your vineyard, or, if you prefer, I will give you a vineyard in exchange.' But he refused to let me have his vineyard." His wife Jezebel said to him, "A fine ruler over Israel you are indeed. Get up, eat and be cheerful. I will obtain the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite for you." So she wrote letters in Ahab's name and, having sealed them with his seal, sent them to the elders and to the nobles who lived in the same city with Naboth. This is what she wrote in the letters: "Proclaim a fast and set Naboth at the head of the people. Next, get 2 scoundrels to face him and accuse him of having cursed God and king. Then take him out and stone him to death." His fellow citizens, the elders and nobles who dwelt in his city, did as Jezebel had ordered them in writing, through the letters she had sent them. They proclaimed a fast and placed Naboth at the head of the people. 2 scoundrels came in and confronted him with the accusation, "Naboth has cursed God and king." And they led him out of the city and stoned him to death. Then they sent the information to Jezebel that Naboth had been stoned to death. When Jezebel learned that Naboth had been stoned to death, she said to Ahab, "Go on. Take possession of the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite that he refused to sell you, because Naboth is not alive, but dead." On hearing that Naboth was dead, Ahab started off on his way down to the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite, to take possession of it. Gospel. Matthew chapter 5, verses 38 to 42. Jesus said to his disciples, "You have heard that it was said, 'An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth.' But I say to you, offer no resistance to one who is evil. When someone strikes you on your right cheek, turn the other one to him as well. If anyone wants to go to law with you over your tunic, hand him your cloak as well. Should anyone press you into service for 1 mile, go with him for 2 miles. Give to the one who asks of you, and do not turn your back on one who wants to borrow." In the first reading from 1 Kings, we see the story of Naboth's vineyard, where King Ahab covets Naboth's property and, through the schemes of his wife Jezebel, has Naboth falsely accused and killed. This act of injustice highlights the corruption and misuse of power that leads to the suffering of the innocent. The passage calls us to recognize the destructive nature of greed and injustice and to stand up for righteousness and integrity. In the Gospel according to Matthew, Jesus teaches about responding to evil with grace rather than retaliation. He urges his followers to turn the other cheek, to give more than is demanded, and to go the extra mile. This teaching challenges us to respond to wrongdoing not with vengeance, but with unexpected kindness and generosity, embodying the principles of mercy and forgiveness. Together, these readings emphasize the contrast between the injustice of human actions and the call to divine mercy and grace. They invite us to reject the paths of greed and retribution and to embrace a life characterized by integrity, mercy, and radical generosity. Today, I will reflect on areas of my life where I might be holding onto anger or seeking retribution, and instead, I will choose to respond with grace and forgiveness. I will look for opportunities to practice generosity and kindness, even towards those who have wronged me. By doing so, I aim to live out the principles of justice and mercy, following Jesus' example of radical love. If you found this video meaningful, I invite you to show your support by hitting the like, subscribe and share button, as this will help us reach more people with these reflections. Together, we can create a community that seeks wisdom and spiritual growth.